Hello. I wanted to talk about how we all have struggles and how we can overcome those struggles in this business. I am Laura Stoker and I'm an independent consultant with Thrive Life. So lately, I've had a lot of team members tell me how amazing I am, which is great to hear. They say, I don't know how I could be successful like you. I don't have this, or I don't know how to do that, or I'm not as good at this as you are, which makes me feel really good. I mean, to a lot of people, it looks like I'm successful, that I'm confident, that I'm accomplishing these things like going on vacation, becoming a director, and having team members. But really, what most people don't know is every day in my business, I am battling with my ADD diagnosis, which makes a lot of things in this business extremely hard for me. For example, when somebody says, "Hey, Laura, will you call me on this day at this time?" Like my anxiety shoots through the roof. I'm like, oh no, I have to remember to call somebody at a certain time. I need to write this down. I need to make sure I don't forget this, and it can be very overwhelming and very stressful. And that's just one of the small things is even harder for me as somebody with ADD. And there's a lot more that I struggle with because of this diagnosis. But we won't go into all of the different things that I struggle with, but it's definitely hard to have a struggle. And we all have a struggle. Some of us are struggling with depression. We have anxiety. Some of us feel like, oh no, I'm not outgoing. How can I do a business when I'm such an introvert? Many people struggle with the electronic aspect, trying to learn their back office, or even do Facebook and social media. We all have our different struggles. Some people, it's their health. They aren't doing very well, and it's hard for them because they have those physical problems. Many people, it's family responsibilities. They either just had a baby, they've got kids, they've got a husband or a job, just different things that are making it harder for them. Some people, communication. Maybe it's a language barrier. Maybe it's having a hard time figuring out how to word things and talk to people. Other people, it's organization and time management, which goes more along with me and my ADD. But there's so many different things that people struggle with, and I'm sure this list is just a small portion of the different possibilities. So recently, I overlooked a host and her event. She texted me and asked me to call her about an event that she wanted to do, and I did call her, and it went really good. We talked, we set up a time, it was looking really optimistic. And for some reason, I overlooked that I booked this event, even though I had this phone call with her. And it was really hard because she messaged me and said, "Hey, have you sent those catalogs?" And I am very honest, and I said, "Oh no, I forgot. I'm so sorry, I forgot about the event. And I will send those over right away. I'm sorry about that." And she wrote back and said, "I understand we all have busy lives. However, being in direct sales myself, I feel that you didn't take my time serious with wanting to host a party for you. Therefore, I'm going to pass on a party. Good luck to you." And I was devastated, to be honest with you. It actually makes me a little emotional just thinking about it. I just felt like, how could I forget that? This struggle that I have, am I going to be able to be successful in this business? And I thought, can I be a successful consultant even with ADD? I work so hard to try to write things down. I go through calendars. It's a struggle, and it's always my fear that I'm going to forget something important, whether with my kids or my husband or my business. And with that comes some anxiety because I am so worried about it. So I just think this little guy that's running is how I felt. It's like I just wanted to run for the hills and never come back. I can't be a successful consultant with ADD. I have too many struggles that are going to get in the way. And I just wanted to run away and hide and cover my head for a while. But, all I could think to do was to be honest. And honesty is my main go-to. I feel like being honest is so important. That's something I like in people when they're honest. So I messaged her back and I said, I promise I took it seriously. If I'm being honest, I have ADD and I can forget things. I try to write them down, but we talked on the phone, so it made it harder to keep track of the event. It is an embarrassing struggle to admit. Maybe I was too honest admitting I forgot, but I do pride myself on honesty. I'm sorry if it made you feel forgotten and offended. This is something I work hard to work through every day. On Sunday, I went through all my messages that week, made sure I had all the events scheduled written down, but since our conversation was over the phone, it did not get written down. It's probably more obvious not to do an event with someone who does struggle with ADD, but I promise I do work hard and I try to my best to overcome these obstacles in my life. I wish you the best and truly am sorry for not being able to help you and be better. And that was a really, really hard thing for me to just lay myself out there. I feel like I'm pretty open about my ADD because I have a blog and I have a page that I talk about it on, but it's still hard to like tell people I have this weakness, and it might make you look down on me more. It might make you even more glad that you're not working with somebody who has these issues. Thankfully, though, this person was actually very understanding about it, and they took that honesty and they were kind and they listened and they were understanding. And after we communicated for a little bit, she said, I believe we can stick to the original agreement. I understand the situation now. I'm very sorry for not just communicating my feelings to you. Please forgive me. I'd like to just put this behind us and move forward, which is amazing that she was willing to hear that struggle, not look down on me, be compassionate and understanding, and be able to still work with me. It makes me even more humble to just think that somebody was willing to listen and understand and move forward. Sadly, some people won't. Some people will hear ADD and think less of me. Some people have stereotypes in their mind about ADD or ADHD, and it can be a struggle because some people just won't be understanding. And it's the same thing with depression, or if you say, oh, I'm sorry, I really struggle with computers. Some people will be like, well, they're so easy, just do it. You know, what's so hard about it? Some people won't understand your specific struggle. Thankfully, some people will and some people won't. And if those people can't understand and they can't work with you, then you're just going to have to let that person go and move forward. So what can you do to move forward even though we have these struggles? We can create strategies. I know for ADD, a lot of people say, well, just write it down, get a calendar. And it sounds so simple, just get a calendar, but it's so much more than that, and it's hard to explain, and I don't want to get into it in this video. But I do create strategies where I write things down, I set alarms, I have a calendar. But even despite my best efforts, I still have these struggles. So we can create strategies. It probably won't take it away and make it perfect, but having those in place will at least make it better, hopefully, and more manageable, and less things will slip through our fingers. We can have a support group. I think this is really important for like depression and things like that. You need to have your support group. You need to have that person you can talk to. And for me, that's my husband. I can tell him when that happens, like I just cried to him and he's there and he loves me and he's there for me. So you need somebody that's going to be there and support you and love you no matter what your struggles are. You need to just try your best. Really, that's all you can do is try your best. If you struggle with communicating with people face to face and you need to use more messages and text than phone calls, and that's the best you can do, then that's the best you can do, and that is okay. And maybe you'll start to get better at it and you'll want to do phone calls more, but just try your best and do what you can. Focus on your strengths. If you are so worried, if your health is in such a situation where you can't carry all of your stuff to an event and do events by carrying tables and products, then don't do it. If you can't do it, it's okay. If your strength is being on your laptop and talking to people on Facebook, then focus on that strength and you're going to be great. As your health improves or as your circumstances improve, maybe you can do more events or you can get that support group that makes it possible to do these things. But don't stress about what you can't do, but focus on what you can do. And keep moving forward. We're going to have setbacks. We're going to have those moments that we're like, oh, why did I do that? Or I cannot believe I did that. Or why does this have to happen to me? Why can't I be able to do this? Or why can't I be able to do that? We're going to have those setbacks. But we need to keep moving forward. We need to keep working hard and also, I didn't write this down, but look back and see how much you have accomplished. I think that is so important. Sometimes when we look forward, we think, oh, I have so far to come, so far to go. But then you look back and you go, look how far I've come. Like, I'm amazing, and I did this much, and I know I can do more, and I can keep working on my struggles, and I can keep growing and progressing in this business. So keep moving forward, despite what your struggle is. I'm excited to see all of you guys succeed, and make sure you message me, and I'd love to hear your personal stories and how you've been able to overcome some of your struggles. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope this has been helpful to some of you.